And hello, car lovers, and welcome to the CNC Auto Show. I'm Aaron Clements.
I'm John Ryan.
And our goal today is to give you lots of great information that will make your car, truck, or SUV safer and to make it more dependable and to make it last longer for less money and less hassle. And our team would also like to say thank you to all of you that ride with us on the CNC Auto Show. We really do appreciate you allowing us to be a part of your weekend. We're here to take your phone calls. That's what we get out of the deal.
Yep,
is when you
right.
call in and talk to us, and we get to be a part of your life and share stories. And the number to call is 706-863-5800. That's Saturday mornings, 8:05 to 10 Eastern Time. And you can also catch us live or on air. You can catch us on iHeartRadio, WGAC 95.1 FM. You can also watch us live on Facebook. We invite you to join us. We invite your phone calls. And we also want to mention something really neat. This is something that would probably be good to write down or put in your phone or something like that. If you're friends looking for a good, dependable auto repair facility, we recommend going to NapaAutoCare.com. You can hit that little search box in the top right-hand corner, and you'll find a list of some of the best repair facilities in the whole country. And that's NapaAutoCare.com. John Ryan, are we ready?
Yeah, let's crank up the show.
All right, here we go. The show is fired up. We hadn't cranked the show in a while. Let's fire this bad boy up one time. Here we go. We did it.
There you go.
Show is cranked up. Okay, we are off and running. We have a fantastic show planned today. This is early July is when we celebrate our country's independence. And because of that, we'll be talking off and on about different military vehicles. Now, a large percentage of them will be vehicles or machines. That's actually military machines that are used by the U.S. But we'll talk a little bit about a lot of different pieces of military equipment. It's kind of neat. Also, during early July, so many people are doing barbecues and they're doing so many different things to celebrate.
Yeah.
We want to mention how important it is to be careful.
It is.
If you're out driving, if you plan to travel, get plenty of rest before you drive, have your vehicle checked over well before you get on the road. And then also as you're doing things like swimming, if you're boating, make sure that everyone has the flotation devices, do everything that you're supposed to do as far as boating, be safe, and also be careful on the water also, because this show's not only about vehicles or cars, it's about anything to do with transportation.
Yeah,
and
sure.
Boats do fall into that category. But I'm going to go one step further. If you're grilling out, make sure the kids stay well away from the grill.
Right.
And again, even if you're swimming in a home swimming pool, enjoy your
don't spend it at the hospital.
But be careful. Yeah, you don't want to. And those fireworks, don't assume that thing's a dud. Be careful with fireworks.
You've done that a time or two?
Huh?
You've done that a time or two?
Well, we don't want to talk about that.
All right, let's go over to Sam.
I'm ready to go. Hey, Sam, welcome to the CNC Auto Show. I hear that you have a 05 Honda, and it stopped blowing cold. Is that correct?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. I'm going to pretend, John Ryan, I think this will be kind of neat.
Okay.
This is what a good service advisor does, and you add to this as we go, okay?
All right.
All right, here we go. All right, Sam, you're walking up to the counter. And, all right, in your air on your 05 Honda Accord has stopped blowing cold. Sam, when did it stop blowing cold?
I was sitting at a red light, and it just went from cold and just started blowing hot.
Okay, how long ago did it do this? Has it been since?
About 2 weeks ago.
Okay, about 2 weeks ago. Okay, has any components been replaced for this issue before?
No, nothing at all.
Okay, has the AC system been serviced in the last year?
No, I haven't actually done anything to it because it's been blowing cold since I bought the car in 2006.
Okay, and just to confirm again, the AC will blow cold as you're going down the road, but blows warm when you're sitting still.
No, it just went warm. Just went warm and doesn't blow anything cold at all.
Okay, it won't blow cold at all. Well, I was writing it down for the technician, John Ryan.
No, I'm just teasing. Only other question I'd add to that, which we've kind of walked through it, is the volume of air coming out of the dash.
Yeah.
So it sounds like the blower motor is turning, right? You just
The
don't
blower
have
motor's turning, it's just blowing hot air.
Okay.
How'd I do, John Ryan?
I think you did good.
Fairly good.
Really good. You misspelled every word you wrote down, but did good.
Okay, here we go.
Sam, those Accords, there's 2 or 3 things. Well, actually, there's 100 different things it could be. But just out of curiosity, does the AC light flash by any chance?
No, it doesn't.
So
it doesn't flash at all.
It stays
When you
on
put
just
air
like.
on, it just says air, AC on.
Okay. There's a few things that I can think of that can cause that problem. Like you mentioned, it was blowing cold. It's been doing fine, but now it's stopped. Normally, if it was a compressor issue as far as the performance of it or the cooling capacity of it, it kind of gradually goes out. It's not just like one day it cools and the next day it doesn't. Normally, you start losing performance and stuff like that. So I'm actually, obviously, if the car was here, we'd do all these tests on it. But I'm just kind of going at like what you've told us so far. I'm going to suspect an electrical issue. There's really 2 things that I can think of that are very common on some of the Honda models. One, the relay. The relay controls the compressor itself. The relay basically does the heavy-duty wiring work and sends power out to the compressor. Those relays are kind of notorious for failure. If you can imagine, that relay works probably. If you drove 10 miles, it probably works 10 times, on, off, to cycle that compressor. So you can imagine the mileage and how much wear and tear that relay has. And eventually it gets to the point to where it can't make the electrical contact. And, of course, it won't work. I'm going to keep my fingers crossed, and you should too, that's the problem because, of course, that's a real cheap and inexpensive fix. The other thing, assuming that it's not getting power to the compressor, would be the compressor itself. Of course, there's a clutch on the front that actually energizes, that makes that compressor turn. And a lot of times they get power, but the magnetic gap can become so, it sounds like it's a huge gap, but this is, say maybe 1/8 of an inch. When it becomes bigger than that, the magnetic field isn't strong enough to pull it back in. So that's one other problem. Or issue that you run into. What a technician would do is hook up a bunch of equipment. First step would be a set of gauges or an AC machine to see what the AC pressures are. And it'd be a static pressure because, of course, it is not working most likely. And then they would, go down the electrical side of it. See if the compressor's getting power. If it is getting power, they're going to check the clutch side. If it's not getting power, they'd go back and check like the relay and the command from the HVAC module and all that kind of stuff.
And there are a few codes that can be stored in a computer also, where the computer would cut it off. But by far the things that you mentioned. And Sam, I'm going to tell you that John Ryan would not have been able to give you all those answers if I wouldn't have done such a great job as a service advisor writing it down for him.
I agree.
Down the symptoms.
I really do.
Because we did good.
Because there are, some, tickets that say AC not working.
Yeah. And that is important to do just that when you're carrying a car in to have it repaired. Have as many details as you can, and that saves time, and actually that saves money in the long run.
I did think of something, Sam, you would be interested in doing yourself if you'd like. Turn the AC on, crank the car up, pop the hood, and the compressor on that one is, if you're looking down at the belt system, it's all the way down the bottom corner, kind of closest to the, I guess you would say the furthermost part of the engine, and there's a clutch on the front of it, and it's kind of a metallic plate, and of course it turns into the compressor. So you could just look in there and see if it's actually turning.
Yeah, compressor's not turning.
Okay, well then, the diagnostic test that I mentioned would need to be done.
Let me ask you this: how do you check the relay to see if it's good or bad?
Sam, we'll put you on hold. We're about to go to a break, and we'll answer that for you as soon as we get return.
Talk to you shortly, Sam, and we will be back, and we will be talking more to Sam, and we'll be answering other questions, and talking about military equipment, military machines, all that and more with the CNC Auto Show, and we'll be right back.